All right, sweet guys, good morning. Morning. All right, guys. Do you guys want to circle up over here? Yeah. We're growing massively at the moment. Our biggest focus point right now is not just to be able to recruit people, but to recruit the right type of caliber people as well. Okay, the only way that we're going to be able to grow this from the situation that we're in now, okay, to 20, 30, 40 guys by the end of the next couple of weeks, okay, is by really dissecting down the information that we've got. Yeah. And applying it and replicating it to you guys, okay? But yeah, welcome aboard, guys. I'm super excited for all of you guys. You guys are like the first new starts that we actually have in Sydney. Our first new start was actually Hasham, okay? And he killed it his first day. And obviously he started his first day the other day and he actually did his first sale as well, so give him a little round of applause. Cool. A couple of client briefing stuff. Obviously right now, there's a ton of other agencies, marketing agencies, fundraisers out in Sydney and also across the whole of Australia. So we are technically the smallest team in the whole country right now. Yeah. Okay, so the only thing that's going to be able to separate us in comparison to any other agency, okay, it's not going to be the volume of customers that we generate, but it's the type of quality of customer that we generate. Last week, we actually had a 55% over the age of 45. Okay, so what that means is, if I'm going to give you guys some basic stats. Anyone that signs up, okay, between 25, okay, to 30 has a 68% cancellation rate after 45 days, okay? Anyone that's 30 to 45, okay, has a 28% cancellation rate. And anyone that's 45 plus has a 3 to 6% cancellation rate. So what that means is, if we're generating customers for our client, okay, anyone that's over the age of 45, they're just a much higher value customer for our clients. The reason why is because the cost per acquisition is going to remain the same, but the return on investment is a lot higher. Yeah. So they prefer us to do people that are over the age of 45. And the reason why people, I guess, that are over the age of 45, okay, do it for a longer period of time is because they make a more conscious, logical decision. Yeah. Okay, have you ever gone and arranged for like food or drinks with your friends before, and one person's like bailed out last minute? Yeah. Yeah? Go. Have you ever seen like your grandparents arrange food or drinks with someone and bailed out last minute? Yeah. You've seen them do that? Really? I've seen them, yeah. Oh, really? Oh, fucking hell. They must be as impulsive as you, mate. Okay, cool. But I know for a fact my parents, if they arrange to go for food or drinks or to go to a party or anywhere, okay, they're going. And the reason why is because they look at everything. They look at like how long it takes to get there. They look at the actual restaurant. They look at the menu. They look whether they like every single part of it. They look at like, sometimes they go and Google now and they look at inside and what it's going to be like. All of these things. They look at all the reviews, okay. They look at the people that are invited, whether they like those people, okay. And then they make a choice and they're like, okay, cool. After looking at all of it, all the due diligence, I can't even get my words out. Due diligence, okay, cool. They look at everything from the ground, and once they've got everything in paper, they're like, okay, cool, I'll make a decision. And that's the same with the people that are over the age of 45. They're much better quality customers for our clients. Sure. Okay, so that's what we're focusing on right now. The minimum is 50%, okay, in order for you guys to qualify for your bonuses. Sweet. The next thing, okay, so the moment that we get to 20 guys out on the campaign, okay, on a 2 sale average, okay, we're gonna rent a boat. Okay, so we're going to be renting a boat. Okay, one of my best mates, he actually fucking sells and rents boats. So we've got a pretty good discount anyway. I think Marcus's mate actually has a boat anyway. Okay, so as soon as we get to 20 guys scoring, okay, two sale average. But at the moment, it's just like a lads crew. Okay, but we're going to grow to like 20, 30, 40 guys. But the moment we get to 20 guys, 2 sale average, we'll rent a boat. Hopefully we can do that before I actually head back to the UK as well. So we've got about 5 weeks to hit that point. See? Cool. And all right, cool. With regards to the teams today are going to be in the Corso. We're going to have Eugene and Hasham. Okay, and over in Kirribilli, we're going to have me, Marcus, and Shinaki. Sweet. Cool. With regards to the morning meeting today, so if you guys want to get your notepads or your phones out. So obviously it's Friday today, guys. Okay, what we do every single Sunday, okay, is we set like goals with regards to what we want to be hitting for the week. Okay, so every single Sunday we take 15 minutes or half an hour just to really evaluate our past week. Okay, and we look at the next week and ask ourselves, did we hit our goals? Okay, and if we did, then we make bigger goals. If we didn't, then it's fine. We evaluate what held us back, and we reset those goals for the following week. Okay, but what happens is most people set their goals on a Sunday, but what happens on a Monday and Tuesday is either they're on track to hitting that goal or they're not on track, and what they do is they stop actually re-evaluating their goals and they lose complete sight of their goals, and what happens is they change their action or they change their perspective, and then they just either give up for the week and just wait for the following week. However, today it is Friday. Okay, what that means is this is the last, I guess, part of the week. And if you haven't hit your goals, then that's fine. Okay, if you're not on track to hitting your goals, then that's fine. It means that we've still got the last 2 days of the week to make a massive impact. And it's not about how we start the week, it's about how we end it. Cool? So the morning meeting today is about the importance of sticking to your goals. Okay, and I guess the problem that most people have, okay, is they just don't even have a goal in the first place.
Yeah.
They don't have a goal to stick to. Okay, and the way that I look at not having a goal, it's just repeated motions in time. Okay, and the way that I look at it is if I'm constantly just repeating my actions, repeating the day-to-day, and I'm expecting a different result, I'll never get anywhere. Okay, every single person here has like a certain, I guess, expectation of where they want to take their life. Okay, they have a certain expectation of where they want their life to be. However, in order to get to that point, you have to give yourself like an actual standpoint journey on a day-to-day basis, a set of actions in order to get there. Otherwise, if you're just hoping for things to change, nothing will ever change for you. So the way that I looked at this business was, it was just a vehicle for me to get into whatever success that I wanted to achieve. Like realistically, when I grew up, when I was a child, did I dream to become a sales managing director? No, like G and I were talking about this before, because G's older brother was actually my best mate at school. Okay, and he was like, "Didn't you do like loads of art when you were younger?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Wasn't that like your goal at one point?" And I was like, "Yeah, I mean it was. However, art wasn't going to make me money."
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like I came from I didn't come from like an affluent background. I was like, art wasn't going to make me fucking money. Do you know what I mean? Art wasn't going to retire my mum. Do you know what I mean? Art wasn't going to build my mum a house, which I've just fucking done. Do you know what I mean? Like, the art wasn't going to do that shit for me. So in my head, I was like, the only thing that's going to allow me to get to a point where I can feel fulfilled, help my family, live a good lifestyle, and art was never going to be the thing that's going to stop me from getting there. Art is still something that I'm very passionate about, obviously. Like, music's still something that I'm sure that you're very passionate about.
Yeah.
Okay, but you can always go back to your passion. 100%. Okay, but in the beginning stages, you have to get yourself in a good situation first. Does that make sense? Okay, sometimes it's like a lot of people say it's like passion over profit. Okay, but if you don't have money, what the fuck do you do? Do you know what I mean? Sometimes your passion doesn't fund your lifestyle.
Yeah.
So in the beginning stages, you have to sort out your lifestyle first. You have to get yourself to a certain position first, and then you look after your passions. Does that make sense? You have to prioritize yourself. And there's 4 different types of priorities that people have. Okay? Where's the rubber there? So yeah, there's 4 different types of priorities that people have. Okay? So number 1. So there's family, there's career, there's health, and then there's social. So there's 4 things. If you were to categorize it 1, 2, 3, and 4 of level of importance, 1 being the most important, what would you guys say is the most important thing out of these 4 categories here?
Health.
Cool, so health. Does everyone agree?
Yes.
Health, yeah? So health.
Family.
Cool.
Family, yes.
Family. Cool. Does everyone say that? Family?
Yeah.
Cool. What's the next one? What do you guys think? So family,
Yeah, I'll do career.
I'll do career as well.
career, and then social, right? Okay, see, so that's what everyone's... So I'm going to be honest with you guys, okay? I believe in health, okay? But in the beginning stages, okay, I believe in order for you to live a good life with your family, okay, in order for you to have a good social environment, even sometimes in order for you to have the right health, you need to have the right career. So I think the second priority is career, and then family, and then social. Okay, and the reason why I say that is because if you don't have a good career, you can't spend time with the family. You can't do what you want with your family anyway.
Yeah.
And if you don't have a good career, you won't have enough time to spend with your family anyway. Okay, you do know and understand that you spend 33% of your life at work. Okay, the next 33% of your life, where are you at?
Sleeping.
You're asleep. Okay, which means you've only got really 33% of your life to enjoy yourself with the family that you have or your friends. 33%. However, if you're not doing well at work, what happens? Your sleep gets fucked and you don't enjoy yourself, your time with your family and friends anyway.
Yeah.
So if you don't focus on your career, then what happens is things aren't good for you anywhere else in your life anyway. If you don't have a good career, you don't have money, you're stressed, okay, you're not fulfilled, all of these things affect your sleep and your ability to enjoy your time with your friends and family anyway. Does that make sense? Yeah. I know for a fact, like Marcus, you've had it before, you've had killer weeks, okay, doing sales, okay, you've killed it, Monday to Friday. How sick are your weekends?
Great.
You know you're super fulfilled, you hit all your goals, you've trained a bunch of guys, they got really good, you got paid on a Friday, you're like, I'm fucking laughing, here we go. Does that make sense? And then you've got all your mates to go back to, and then you're like super fulfilled and you're ready to go. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, but I'm sure you've also had weeks where you've sucked at work.
Yeah.
You didn't prioritize your goal.
Yeah.
You didn't really try that hard. You were a lazy fuck throughout the week, okay? You like, things didn't happen for you. You didn't produce the results you wanted to produce. Your sleep was a little bit fucked because you're stressed about work, okay? And then the time that you spend with your family, you're a little bit stressed and you're still thinking about work and it fucks everything up. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So if this is the one thing that's gonna control everything, okay, then my mentality in the beginning stages of my career was, I was gonna put everything into this to be able to build the life that I wanna live. And it didn't even take me that long. It took me like 5 years. 5 years to build the life that I really wanted to live, to get to a point where I didn't really look at a fucking receipt anymore, okay? Before I buy something, I don't really look at the fucking price tag. Does that make sense? If I want to go to a fucking different country, and I lose a fuckload of money in the beginning stages, I don't really give a fuck either. Does that make sense? Just because I know, like, I set myself up in my first 5 years to a point where I'm turning 30 in February, and I'm gonna be literally like, I'm going back to where my family's from in Philippines. I'm gonna spend like a whole month there. I might even spend 6 weeks there. Okay, but does that change everything in my career? No, because I already set myself up in my first fucking 5 to 10 years. Does that make sense? But you don't get to that point to be able to make that decision, okay, unless you invest and prioritize a couple things. So your health, your career, these two things, okay, lead to the big wins here and here. But the majority of people between the ages of 18, okay, to 25, where do you think their priorities are at?
Social.
So their priorities are at social environments, okay? They want to go party, they want to have fun, which is fine. Like, I'm still all about that, okay? But what happens is, because they've spent so much of their time, 80% of their time invested into social, what happens is their health deteriorates. So they don't actually even focus on their health, okay? They focus on like the next thing, which is like their career, right? They want to focus on their career, okay? Because they're like, oh, I need to fund my social life, okay? The reason why I'm getting a job isn't really because of anything else, it's because I need to fund my social life. And then what happens is they start to affect their relationships with their family, okay? And then they start affecting their relationship with their health. How many of you guys know people that live this life? How many of you guys know people that live that life?
Yeah.
Cool. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I, at one point in my life, was this person, okay? For a very long time. For a very long time. Like, I didn't care about my health. The only reason why I cared about my health was because, like, I don't know, I wanted to be able to look good. That was it. Do you know what I mean? Like, realistically, everything else, I didn't really care. Like, I was drinking, I was partying, I was smoking, all that stuff. Does that make sense? However, like, all of it was like a social output, and it was like all short-term endorphin wins. It was just like partying, getting girls, that was it. That was my only focus in my head from 18 to 25, okay? And then I started to focus on my career, Okay, and as a byproduct of that, I switched it. My career started to do better. Okay, then I started to focus, and I had more time with like my family and my friends and my health. And then my social aspect even got better as well. I became even closer to some of my best mates that I lost contact with when I started focusing on my career. Does that make sense? But it's really, really important to understand like what is your vehicle, like what is going to get you to the point where most people goals. The only thing that really everyone's going to have a different expectation of what success means to them. Okay, some people are going to be like, oh, I want to retire my parents. Some people are like, oh, I need to have this amount of money in the bank account. Some people here might not even give a fuck about money. Some of you guys might just care about like, I don't know, like having a nice car, having good relationships, whatever it is. But every single person, the one thing that we all have in common, okay, is every single person wants more time. Okay, everyone wants to have the money to be able to have the choice to do what you want. Okay, and the freedom. Nobody wants to be told what to do. Every single person here wants to live life at your own terms. But the average person doesn't have that though. So if you're trying to operate at the average level of every single person, your friends, your family, or anyone else that you know, if you're trying to operate and compare yourself to what they're doing, okay, then go do what the fuck they're doing. But if you want to have the time, if you want to have the money and the choice, if you want to have the freedom, you have to appreciate and understand like that is literally like 5% of the world. 5% of the world do that. Mate, Eugene's dad's like I would look at him as like a coach actually. Like he's like a big like mentor of mine. He doesn't know it, but he is. And like every time I speak to him, okay, and I go through like what it's taken him to like get to a certain position, all of that stuff. He goes through like his entrepreneurial journey. So I was like, oh, how many hours were you working when you first started setting up your architectural business? And he was like, honestly, mate, he's like, I was literally sleeping like 3-4 hours a day. He's like, so is my wife. She was like counting out all the money. I'm like a big dreamer. He was like, I put some money into certain stuff and blah, blah. There's like massive losses, there's massive wins, blah, blah. But it all paid off because I just never quit. And I was like, fuck, that's exactly what I'm going to do. All of the massive wins, all the massive losses, it's only going to work out as long as I don't quit. And I remember that, I literally remember having that conversation with him when I was like 24. That was like 5 years ago. But now I look at them and I'm like, yeah, they've got loads of time. They've got loads of, like they've got pretty good money, okay, and they've got the freedom. Like the holidays that you guys used to go to is like fucking sick. Do you know what I mean? But that's because of the choices they made in their career, and the career choices they had improved their health and improved their family and improved their social side. So you just need to ask yourself, like, what is your goal though? Like, what is your goal on a week-to-week basis? What is your goal on a day-to-day basis? What's your goal by the end of this year? What's your goal by the end of the next 6 months? What's your goal in the next 12 months? Okay, but the only thing that's going to dictate you hitting all of these goals, okay, and all of these priorities are your day-to-day inputs and your day-to-day inputs, okay? Well, your choices in every single hour, every single minute. And the one thing that should give you guys a ton of confidence is you can change your whole day from 1 hour. Okay, you can change your whole week from 1 day. You can change your whole month from 1 week. You can change your whole year from 1 month, and you can change your whole life from 1 year. Does that make sense? But it all comes down to the choices that you make every single day. Okay, you're gonna have 2 battles in your head. One's gonna be telling you to give up, and another voice in your head is gonna tell you to keep on going. And it depends on whichever voice you decide to entertain and feed is the one that festers and grows the most. Sweet. All right, guys, we've got some massive goals. As I said, we've got a 5-week goal to get to 20 guys. Okay, the only way that we're gonna be able to hit that standpoint, okay, is just by number 1, every single team leader here, making sure that you guys are being the example, setting the pace, showing these guys what to do. And if you're brand new right now, all you need to do is just learn from the team leaders. Sweet? All right, cool. Have a good day. Sweet, let's rock out. Hey, boys. See you later. Have a good day. Peace out. See you later.
It's got like 60% battery.
Cool. Nice one, bro. We'll see you later. Most people set their goals on a Sunday. But what happens on a Monday and Tuesday is either they're on track to hitting that goal or they're not on track. And what they do is they stop actually re-evaluating their goals and they lose complete sight of their goals. And what happens is they change their action or they change their perspective, and then they just either give up for the week and just wait for the following week.